Hey everybody, I'm Blitz. Welcome back to episode 15 of Shadowrun Hong Kong. We're going into the Mahjong parlor to talk to Kindly Chang, who stopped us. Oh, dude's here. This will be good. Everybody here. Alright. Let's see what happens. See what she wants. As you walk through the Mahjong parlor, you see your crew waiting for you, clearly uncomfortable to be so close to the triad boss. Then you see why. Her cheeks are flushed and glowing. She's already hit the bottle pretty hard. Ah, Blitz, you're here. Excellent. Yes, Blitz, it's good to see you. They both have expressions. I'd say they'd rather be somewhere else. What did you find out about the plastic face man? Kind of takes out her PDA and gently passes it on the table in front of her. The wiretap we had placed in the police force has borne fruit. My people have delivered a snippet of the recorded video call between Plastic Face Man and Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duty Unit. Whoa, this should be good. Should we take a seat? Unfortunately, it's only a snippet. There are some technical difficulties with the tap. The person responsible has been sacked. Chang reaches out her lacquered fingernail, hunts the button she's looking for, and stabs it in victory. There's a loud cackling noise at the beginning of the recording, followed by a squelching squeal that makes Gawit cover her ears in pain. When the video recording begins, the man's voice sounds far away, as if he's been talking through a thick pane of glass. The woman is louder, closer. Say that again? There's something wrong with this line. I said my client isn't interested, Plastic Face Man, in hearing more excuses, Inspector. That's what I thought you said. I'm not making excuses, mister. I have a department to run. Not for much longer. If these two Westerners aren't found, they're linked to this Raymond Black somehow, and my client wants them out of circulation immediately. The two runners are his accomplices too? The little orc and the dwarf with the cyber deck. Gawit looks at Isabel, wide-eyed and swallows hard. Isabel winks back reassuringly. I'm aware, Inspector. Thank you. We don't know how much any of them know, and my client is adamant that the risk is being mitigated immediately. I've already made this SDU's highest priority. But Josephine wants more resources on it, and I'm going to need allocations from elsewhere in the department. That is a problem that can be easily dealt with. My client wants this over now. No more excuses, no more mess-ups, no more cops floating in the river. Kindly Chang smiles and pours herself a shot. Tell her we're redoubling our efforts. Very good. Dead or alive. You bring them to me. My client requires my personal verification that the threat has been eliminated. Hang on. This line is getting worse. There's a sharp cackle, and the recording ends. Kindly Chang picks up the PDA and puts it away with a smile. She unscrews a cap bottle and pours herself a shot with a flourish. That was the guy we saw in the surveillance footage, the one who killed Raymond Black. She leans into the PDA. That plastic face looks a lot cooler close up. I think it's kind of pretty. That video doesn't tell much. I mean, we already know we're on an APB. We have an APB on us. All we're sure of is now the man with the plastic face is definitely working for someone else, this Josephine. Is that all we have, Auntie? A first name? It's not just the first name, Gawit dear. It's the first name. Josephine Singh. She's the one pulling the strings. Kindly downs her shot and slams the glass upside down on the table. This disease-riddled... Wow! Should have known it was her from the beginning. And she had the nerve to call down the heat on my runners on Nightjar. That fossil is going to pay. A friend of yours? She's the CEO of Sang Mechanical Services and a member of the Hong Kong Executive Council. Josephine Sang. CEO, what do you know about her? She was Hong Kong's Philanthropist of the Year in 2054 and 2055. Children's hospitals, homeless shelters, food distribution centers, good causes, the kind that get good PR. Because people are too lazy and myopic to look at the real people doing the hard work. The face-to-face with the poor work. Don't be so cynical, Isabel. Coming face-to-face with an unsanitized for video poor is distasteful. Dear, you know that. I have no idea what that means. Oh, okay. Meeting face-to-face with people who aren't ready for video is bad. Got it. Beyond the CEO and philanthropist, I'm also giving you know that she is a lying, mean lady. Sounds like you have a history together. Whatever gave you that impression, my sweet? Yes, my darling. I don't like her, and I'm going to mess her up. And I'm going to mess her up bad. Care to elaborate on that? This should be good. It will be delicious, and And I may explain why someday, but not today. But when I finally get her, you'll be there, my darling. I'll make it a party. Ah. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's cut to the chase. What's our next step? There's nothing we can do to touch Josephine, saying, as much as I hate to admit it, but the plastic-faced man is a different story. He's a third-party operative who's been careless, and he'll live to regret it. Little eyes for a while. If Sang thinks she can take two of my runners and get away with it, I'm going to have to explain things to her. She pulls out a thin black cigar and runs it between her nose. We're going to find the plastic-faced man, and we're going to hurt him. We'll hurt him until we know everything he does, and then we'll use that to strike back at Josephine. And we will have vengeance, and I will have my own satisfaction. And now get out. I have work to do. Okay, lady. I'm going to talk to this dude. I think I have to go do his mission. Yep. Okay, that was kind of neat. So we got a little bit of an understanding of what happened there. Let's go back and pay off our bill. Or get paid for our bills. We used up a lot of money in that one, just for simple things. And do I want to talk to people? Do I want to sleep? I guess we could sleep. Thinking sleeping would be a good idea. Let's open jobs directory. Claim the payment for the kidnapping. Submit the payment as finished. To kindly change, the client is pleased to know you handle the situation. Rooster Lowe has been very contrite and forthcoming due to no small part in the violence which you handled the opposition. Your payment is attached. I didn't see how much it was. Let's see. Go back and check your inbox for new messages. You have one. Auntie Chang and Josephine. From Gabbett. I think I can add a little context between Auntie and Josephine. You know, the thing that makes Auntie hit the sauce and talk revenge. This is a combo of stuff I put it together myself, so your mileage may vary. For years, the Yellow Lotus acted as tax collectors within the walled city. Josephine and the Yellow Lotus was run by Auntie Chang. The walled city was built by Josephine. They must have had a working business relationship for a while, at least. From what Nightjar told me, he was her favorite. You got that right. Auntie was known real up-and-comer back then. She was a fast track to being the next Yellow Lotus 438. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Gig. Blitz. Money and power galore. Now, you need to know that there were a lot of triads and corps doing biz here in the walled city. All sorts of stuff. Sometimes they work together nicely, and sometimes people get bloody. The way that I heard it, Auntie came up with some sort of grand plan to consolidate business in the walled city. The power would be split between the Yellow Lotus and Sang's company, and everyone would get the cut. If the plan worked out, Auntie would rise, and Lotus like nobody's business, and Josephine would make long bank. There's a catch. In order for the plan to work, both women would need to jump into a lot of hoops. There'd be street-level maneuvering and power plays on Auntie's side, and blackmail and negotiations, corporate level from Josephine. My info gets sketchy here, but I've pieced together Sang went behind Auntie's back and took her plan to the boss. 438 named Wong Lun Fat, and they cut kindly out of their plan. Why'd Sang do that? My guess is that she saw Auntie as some sort of threat. People in the know say Fong Lung Fat is weak and greedy. She can be manipulated if her plan remains well greased. Long story short, power was consolidated in the walled city just like Auntie planned. Only she didn't wind up getting any of it. Her climb up the Lotus ladder came from an abrupt halt. She's still a straw sandal, just like she was before Sting backstabbed her, and now she's stuck in Hoy like a fly in the amber. I'd be mad too if it were me. Okay, it's interesting. So they were backstabbed. They were together. They were friends trying to do big power plays, and they were backstabbed. So let's talk to these guys again. See if we got anything new to say. Let's see. What do you think about the last run? Actually, it wasn't bad. It reminded me of a little doing undercover work for the Star. Go into the fancy restaurant, do some legwork, blend in, and then take a bad guy out into custody and motor off in a speedboat. Made me feel like Detective Dirk Chappell from Bounty Hawks. You never watched that old show on the Trid? Yeah, I saw a few episodes. Didn't it get canceled about a season in? The network didn't give it a chance. Keep airing the episodes out of order and moving the time slot around. Should have been a longer run. Is that a Firefly reference? I think it is. Anyway, in all seriousness, I'm not sure that we should have let Talon Guy live. People like that tend to have long memories. What is done is done. Anyway, enough about that. Need anything else? Nope. Let's talk later. Okay, let's go upstairs. We'll talk to the other two here. We'll talk to Isabel. Okay, your living space is utterly dominated by an enormous jury-rigged computer. Yeah. Got a second? Let's see, guess so. Ask you a few questions. Any thoughts about the last run? Pretty simple. All things considered. Get in, nab the guy, get out. Can't say I've taken many jobs that straightforward. Something kind of refreshing out of people having higher up hand you tread red pole. Even these small-time outfit like the 289s. It was fun, I'll admit it. I wish I had a chance to kill Talon. We have gotten more money for the job, and frankly, I just wanted to put the guy down. He reminded me of a rabid dog. The kind of person I should have killed him. Oh well. Anything else? Nope, gotta go. Shoot. I should have taken him out. Oh well. He's gonna come back. So is my kitty. She's here again. Hello, kitty. Alright, hey, what's up? Any thoughts on the last run? I never had the chance to go to Shangri-La before. It's too ritzy for a little street rat like me. And do you know what? I'm kind of okay with that. All these stuffed shirts and fancy food are nice, but give me a cheap corner stall all day. I did pocket some of their silverware, though, and a teapot. I guess I probably should have killed the Talon, but getting out of there alive with Lo was the top priority. I don't need to pick a fight with a giant meat mountain in order to feel better about myself. When in doubt, take the back exit. Walking away from a run is better than a plan. You know, being dead. Okay. You said to teach me better Shadowrunner. I'm here to collect. Still remember that, do you, huh? I just assumed that you'd laugh that off. Nice. Wise and mentored. You offered, now pay up. Okay, how about this? I tell you a story about a run gone bad, and you tell me what you've done to make the runner's place. And we compare notes on your answer. How does that sound? Works for me, I guess. Tangled hair sweeps out of her eyes. Pointed ear. Okay, so this is a story from early in my career. I was part of a team here in Hong Kong, but I did some occasional moonlighting for another group based out of Machu. I was a busy kid. Go on. The job was to hit this tower, sort of a TRID multiplex / apartment complex. I'm sure they've got them in Seattle too. You know the kind. Several large screens, monster concession stands, coffin apartments on top, the barnacles on a whale. Never been to one, but I heard of them. She nods. Good. You know what I'm talking about then. I have no clue. Client wanted to break into one of the apartments, and the story was that ex of hers, a guy named Boggs, lived there. She'd cooped up with him until about a week prior when things went sour in a big way. She wanted us to get back at things that Bog kept when he kicked her out. Scare him out of them. Blood him up a bit. Make it look like a robbery. You know the drill. Uh-huh. Okay, it was a standard smash and grab. Yeah, it's pretty big league gig. But the pay was decent enough. Yeah, pretty bush league gig, not big league. Not the sort of thing you've turned down. So anyway, siblings. That was our group leader. Had a plan. We knew that we had to go in quiet because the Metroplex had a panic system wired directly to the police force. We had gone in shooting. We'd have drowning cops within 10 minutes. Sib thought we could take advantage of the apartment's terrible soundproofing and kick in Boggs' door when the movie got loud. We camp out near his driveway, wait for the ceiling to start raining plaster, and we smash our way in with his neighbors, none wiser. Doesn't sound like a bad plan. Well, it was the virtue of being simple, I'll give it that, but still, it didn't stop things from going the way that they did. Cat's coming to visit. She's going to jump up next to me. Hello, kitty. So we waited on the hall, just like Sib had planned. We had the guys on the elevator, another on the stairs, and was waiting in the floor's communal kitchen. Sib took a position by the door. She had these cyber legs that she'd just dumped a ton of Nuyen into. Hydraulic jack strength enhancers that works. The girl could probably leg press a dump truck. Come to think of it, most of her plans involve kicking things. There's something a little sad about that. Focus. Right, the story, right. So we heard a boom from downstairs. Felt the walls shake with reverb. Sib wheeled back and gave a door a massive kick, just as she planned. From where I was standing, I could really see what happened next. I could hear a massive crack as her boot slammed into the Duraplast. The door flew off its hinges. Exploded might have been more accurate phrase. A second later, we heard an ungodly crash. There was a moment of silence, then Sib let out this little gasp. The apartment was in shambles. It looked like a hurricane had hit it. Everything was trashed. Everything but the door, which was miraculously still in one piece. I remember that this coffin apartment wasn't much wider than the door to begin with. And Boggs? Well, what was left of him was under the door, too. Well, you got the rough and marked part, right? Yeah, unfortunately, we wound up being a lot rougher than he was supposed to be. The door really did a number on him. Ribs sticking out of the skin, that sort of thing. It was a bloody mess. So yeah, Boggs was dead. The stuff we'd been sent to the apartment to recover had been smashed to bits, and the building went alarm off. So that's the situation. Our payday is smashed. My temporary teammates are still standing around, stupid looks on their face, and the cops are coming. I'm standing in the kitchen. What would you have done in my place? Damage control. I'd have looked for blackmail material to protect myself to soon-to-be angry client. Fair. That isn't what I did. But I don't think that had crossed my mind. So what did you do? First lesson popped in my head. That's a lesson to remember, Blitz. The first answer might be come up with almost always the best one you're going to have. So let's just roll with it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't hesitate. Just act. You'll live longer that way. As for what I did that night, well, I was standing by a kitchen, remember? I could have cut and run. I looked like any other street kid. I might have blended in. Instead, I decided to stay and help my team. When I think crowded theater, I think place where you can shout fire, because that'll cause a panic. And then I thought, cops don't charge you to burning buildings. They help people get out of them. And as it happened, I had the means to create a real genuine fire sitting right across from me, a pair of industrial ovens. So you set the building on fire? I encouraged it to burn, open the gas vents wide and set a range on the timer, and motor back into the hallway. The others had started arguing amongst themselves. I told them to snap out of it and follow me downstairs to the lobby. We had to clear the hallway before an errant spark took the whole floor out. Unfortunately, the rest of the group wouldn't listen. Sib and the rest of the team were too busy arguing about the relative merits of let's kick things really hard and see what happens tactical system to want anything to do with me. I shouted that the kitchen was going to explode and continued down the hallway. Just like I planned. I got out of there in one piece. So did every single one of my people in that multiplex. My fire plan worked beautifully. If the rest of the team had listened to me, they might have gotten out of the building too. Kind of a bummer that they didn't. But at least the run turned out well for me. Your teammates burned to death? Look, they screwed themselves over when Sib kicked in that door. They're in a heap of trouble. And what I did would have gotten them out of it if they'd listened to me. Now, know how I know? Because it got me out. They could have followed me, but instead they chose to argue until they exploded. That's on them, not me. Of course, I couldn't collect any pay because the run had been a disaster. But after the explosion, I got to ride in the front of a fire truck, and they gave me cookies and a blanket. I wound up dating one of the firemen in a few weeks. All things considered, it could have gone a lot worse. Wow. Claps her hands together and rubs them. A satisfied look on her face. So Blitz. Laughter disappears from her voice, and her expression goes serious. It's like someone flipped a switch suddenly. The look in her eyes, shrewd calculating. Tell me, what was the moral of the story? What lesson was I trying to convey? Go through gut. Go through gut, I guess. That's right. Trust your impulses. And don't be afraid to wing it. Almost any action is better than no action at all. Once you've committed into doing something, you've got to follow it through. No arguing or hand-wringing, just do it. If you get caught in your own head, agonizing over the past mistakes, well, don't be surprised if you wind up dead. A kitchen fire that can take you down as easily as a cop's bullet if you stand around and let it. Alright, that's all I need to know. Thank you. No problem, sweet dreams. Hasta luego. See you later. Alright, let's go. Ooh, we got everything. We can take a nap. I guess we'll take a nap. We talked to the 4 members. We didn't visit the guys in the basement. Get some rest. A stabbing pain in your stomach jolts you awake and your entire abdomen is cramping up. You roll in your cot. Okay, quick glance at PDA. It's 4 a.m. Outside of your cabin, the rest of Hoy sleeps. You remember the dream that woke you from this horrible, unfulfilled yearning and need to get where you're going first. Others were behind you. You could feel the heat of their breath on your neck. If you were to beat them to your destination, you could slam the door in their faces, keep them out. As you gasp at your last fleeting memories of the dream, a wave of exhaustion washes over you. It feels like you've been drugged. You collapse back in your cot into a black dream of sleep. When you open your eyes again, the sun filters under your door. It's morning. Wow. Okay, so another crazy dream. Oh, yeah, a bathroom. Okay, we can go to the waterfront. And we can go, we're going to go up top. How much? We have 6 points in there. Okay, we could go there, we could go back into the bio shop. Ooh, we could go to the gun place. We should have a little bit of money, right? So we have the Uzi 2. We have 2,000. Let me in. Don't you dare stop me, brother. I'll do say. Gun shop, baby, gun shop. Talk to the gun shop machine. Blitz, who are you? I already talked to you. What have you heard? Not much yet. Let's see what you're selling. Okay, I need a weapon. Oh, we could get outfits too. Oh. No, we don't want that. So this is just for looks, see? Maybe. Where's the SMGs? Smart Link. I require a data jack. Shoot. Maybe I should go buy a data jack, because that's kind of cool. Or you could buy that one. Let's go get a data jack first. See how much that costs. We can get just a regular data jack. That should be down here. And we'll see if we can get a Smart Link gun. Hopefully we don't need to bribe anyone in the near future. We'll talk to you. 10 armored bill. 10 armed bill. Show me your services. Cyberware. Okay, we need a data jack. That's this thing. Data jack. Yes. Alright. Confirm that. Confirm. Goodbye, Fred. He's gonna get a different name every time I come in here, because that's what I do. Ambrose is a pretty cool name, though. I like that one. There's a giant swirly thing of gas. Okay, now we can come in here. We're gonna talk to this lady. She's gonna be like, "Oh, hey, I know you. What's your name?" Ah, look what you're selling. Okay, I'm gonna get the Smart Link gun. This one. A little bit of money. Easily found in the streets. Integrated with the Smart Link system. Is that any good? Probably. That's a smart gun. Is that a SMG? It is. What's the difference? Damage 9, capacity is higher. Can I seriously not see any more of it? Alright, I'll just buy it. We're gonna send that to here. I don't need it. We got spells. I can't really bump up my team at all. It's my outfit. Armor 1. Samurai clothing. I can't put any spells in. Oh, I can do items. Let's put this item in. Required spirit summoning 1. Okay, revert. Wait, individual? I don't want that. Okay, we'll hold on to it and see what happens. And I tell you what, we're gonna be a little bit short today. We can go into the next thing. I think that'll work out. We can talk to more people. I don't really want to. And I don't really want to start anything new. What are we going to do next? Travel to the tower. Get some rest. We can go to the bay and help blackmail Neville. Go to the holding, plant the data. Or we can travel to the sky tower. I like that one. Feng Shui. Okay, so that's going to do it for the episode. Hope you've liked it. And keep your stick on the ice. We'll catch you next time.